To explain Branch, you kind of have to explain the whole world that the trolls live in, which is a very happy-go-lucky, singing, dancing, overjoyous, ecstatic, I could go on and on, type of world. And Branch is a little more of the outcast, and he doesn't sing, he doesn't dance. He's constantly cautious because, and in the movie, funny enough, warns Anna's character, Poppy, that if they continue to keep singing and dancing and making so much noise, they're going to attract the Bergens, which are, life-size sort of villains in this movie, and they happen to eat the trolls because it makes them happy when they eat them. I think Branch is probably closest to Poppy other than any other of the other trolls, but mostly because Poppy is pretty persistent and trying to always cheer him up, and their their relationship throughout the movie is fun to watch. There's a lot of humor between the two of them because they're so opposite. And even though Poppy is, constantly so, overjoyed, she has her fair share of ribbing Branch too. So there's kind of a little flirtation, I think, that goes on between the two of them. Annoyingly happy to Branch, specifically to Branch. I mean, I think he finds all of just being so happy all the time. I mean, he says to her, life's not always cupcakes and rainbows. Bad things happen, and it's like I said, it's fun to watch those two offer each other a different perspective, and for her to learn that, and for him to learn that it's okay to find the good in everything. When they first showed me what Branch looked like, it was in comparison to Poppy, and she's like pink and so vivid, and Branch is like kind of like, even the color's dismal. And for me, I just thought, oh, this is gonna be so much fun to play this sort of like sarcastic, slightly pessimistic, or very pessimistic character, because I don't get to do that a lot. The thing that tripped me out was how much texture there is in the animation. I remember them saying that, like, yeah, we found, some new code to give new texture to the animation, and then you see the actual hair on the trolls, and it looks like unbelievable when you see it fully done. So I actually can't wait to put 3D glasses on and see it like that. Famously, since the creation of these, sort of mythical creatures, the trolls, their hair has always been a big part of it, I think, and I don't know why, but it definitely for our movie, I think it serves as, it's such a big part of who they are. They're able to, the fact that the directors and the animators were able to come up with them being able to use it as an extension of their bodies, it's a pretty ingenious move. Even though they're so different, they for me it was kind of it was a little bit of a cheat code, because they were informing each other for me, because I could create music because I got to see so much of everyone's character to create music for certain scenes. So I could really play up on that and be inclusive of all of those, little idiosyncratic things that each, actor's character has, and then to jump back in and do, the voice as I'm sort of creating the music. It informs you of how, because my character doesn't sing and doesn't dance, it informs you how you can, I was able to actually create, a little bit of dialogue that plays up on that, and I probably wouldn't have had that instinct if I wouldn't have been working on all the music at the same time. To work with such great people who are who are great, actors, great performers as far as acting goes. But then to have the other side of them having such great musical ability and great voices, it definitely makes your job as the music producer a lot easier, because you got to go in and cut all these vocals, and if they don't sound good, you got to figure out a way to make them sound better. And I didn't have to do any of that. I mean, everybody just came in and crushed their parts, their singing parts. Doing voice work for an animated film, you constantly get to chip away at it and go back and revise it, and you don't have that luxury when you're making a live action film. And to be involved with the music, as I kind of alluded to before, to work with the directors on that and for them to have their ideas, it's a constant reminder of the world that you're trying to create. And, the music has to be a part of that. It has to be special to that world. And I think they all inform each other. There's a whole team of people that are contributing, and it's nice to have, because you get the director's point of view and you get the producer's point of view. You get the music supervisor who has to go out and clear these songs and make great suggestions for songs that work in a scene. And every once in a while you come across something like True Colors that is such an amazing song, and what it stands for in the world is such an amazing thing at the time the song came out. And then to have it literally mean something in our movie, it becomes a no-brainer. Like there's no other song that will work in this scene. So I think what you do is you go, okay, sonically, what's happening? Is this an intimate performance? Is this a big production style performance? And then you try to acoustically accompany the moment. I think the message of this film is that finding your inner happiness, it really is a choice, that it's there for you to choose to have. And I think it's fun for me to be the character that kind of gets to have that transformation in the movie, to be one of the characters that has that transformation in the movie. I think this movie's about, finding your inner happiness, and that doesn't and shouldn't depend on anything that's external. It's a animated, modern musical adventure, and it's a comedy. It's kind of like, I think it's everything you'd want in a family film. You get the adventure side. There's a ton of action in it. There's a ton of humor, and again, that humor that I think DreamWorks has basically sort of copywritten, which is there's the jokes that only the dads get and the moms get, and then there's jokes for the kids, and also too, it's just got a great message. And so I don't know what more you could ask for.